Folks, this alternate reality thing's been on my mind since yesterday because it's going to be very difficult to move forward as a country if we have two separate groups of people that can't agree on common facts. Can we all agree on that? Can we at least agree that facts should be facts and we can make decisions based on these facts, right? That should be the way, journalists who should be the 10th man, if you watch yesterday's show, they should be presenting a common set of facts we all agree on. The number of people in a room, the number of what a tax rate is. These are facts. You can look at tax tables. You can count the number of folks in a room. Trying to think of other facts. Whether there's a lab in Wuhan that is studying coronaviruses, whether a funding mechanism to fund coronaviruses, if that's real, we can look at the funding mechanism in the government. We have to agree on a common set of facts, but we don't. What's really hilarious about it is, again, I played this clip yesterday. It's just a short cut from it, though. This was Brian Stelter on his show Unreliable Sources this week. And again, claiming that it's the Republican Party and conservatives who are somehow responsible for this alternate universe people live in. Check this out.
You said the state of American democracy is, it's even worse than you think. So how should the reality-based press cover an alternative reality GOP?
I mean, folks, this is almost comical. I don't want to pile on this guy again today. He got enough of it yesterday, and it gets tiresome after a while dealing with these individuals. But is that really the problem? I mean, again, if we're going to agree on facts, right, is it a fact that the GOP lives in a different reality and that alternate reality is not based in fact, and that the media is telling us the truth, or is it not? And if that's the case, that the media is telling us the truth and all of us crazy conservatives live in an alternate reality, then why is it that we keep getting stories right and they keep getting stories wrong? I'm just asking. Why is that? That factually, conservatives keep getting stories right, and the media that's supposed to tell us the facts keeps getting the facts wrong. Well, it's not just the media. Politicians are contributing to this alternate reality that large swaths of the country live in. They live in a reality that's not real, so therefore it's not reality. One of those alternate realities was the defund the police movement was going to lead somehow to a better situation for public safety because police were the real public safety threat. We were told that, thousands of times by liberal activists and lunatics like AOC, Bernie Sanders, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, the Squad, the pro-Hamas, pro-terror squad. It's a pro-terror group, the Hamas Squad. We were told by them that the police, folks, this is the alternate reality the liberal lunatic crowd lives in. The police are the public safety problem, not the bad guys. If we just defenestrated and defunded the police, the situation for public safety, our collective well-being would be far better up. Well, again, if the media is right and liberals are right and we're all wrong, then why do we keep getting it right? The Blaze, story in my newsletter today. Bongino.com/newsletter. Please subscribe. Check it out. Minneapolis mayor, a leftist, admits that calls to defund the police led to a spike in crime. Folks, again, this headline, there's nothing about this headline shocking to the audience listening to my show because you're all intelligent people. So why are we talking about it? Because if we don't diagnose how we got here, ladies and gentlemen, and the lies that led to this point, we'll never be able to prevent an alternate reality from developing in the future through media misinformation and disinformation. Is that making sense? I'm not just doing these shows to poke fun at easy targets like Stelter. He's just easy. He's just a clown. I get that. I'm doing this because we have a legitimate disinformation and misinformation problem in this country, where large swaths of the country believe things that aren't true. And if we don't reverse autopsy what happened and how we got there and how the media died, we'll never know how to stop it. So why did we believe things like this? Why did we believe that the police were the problem? Why did we, who led us down this path? Well, it's a constant litany of misinformation. Here's a new one today. I just saw Wall Street Journal, Heather McDonald, great opinion piece in their opinion column today. A year after George Floyd's murder, it's open season in Minneapolis. Homicides have more than doubled in a year. 3 children children, listen, 3 children have been shot in the past month. So how did we get to a point where we let the media and liberals create an alternate reality where police were the problem? Well, they told you lies, ladies and gentlemen. They told you lies like police were targeting black men, assassinating them, hunting them down in the street. And those lies led politicians, of course, through their media allies, to call for things like defunding the police. And then what happened? Ladies and gentlemen, what happened? People died. Crime exploded. It's right here. Wall Street Journal opinion piece. Quote, Minneapolis homicides between January 1st and last week were up 108% compared with the same period in 2020. Shootings were up 153%, carjackings 222%. The crime increase began after George Floyd's death and has never let up. Ladies and gentlemen, 19 children have been shot in this time frame. 19. Ever see a kid like that? I was a cop. I had to see that. I was a police officer in the streets. I had to see that. You ever see that? You ever see what that looks like? How it goes in, how it comes out, those rounds. You ever see that? See that happening to a kid? To the liberals listening and the media people who contributed to the alternate reality where police are the public safety problem, and then in turn attacked the Minneapolis Police Department, that led to an explosion in crime and children shot and dead. I want you to know you did this. Listen to me. You did this. You did this. That blood is on your hands. Now, why is it allowed to continue? Because again, in an alternate reality, they still have to lie to you. The initial lie, the big lie here, yes, the big lie, was the police are the public safety problem. We need to get rid of them. Then what happens? Children are killed and shot. Adults are shot and killed. Crime goes through the roof because you have no police and the police you have are under attack. So what do liberals do? They lie again to create it within the alternate reality where police are the problem, a sub-level B alternate reality within the initial alternate reality. You doubt me? Once the liberals figured out that smart people, because there are even some smart people on the left, all the dopey ones are the radical leftists, but some smart people on the left living in Minneapolis were like, we defunded the police and tried to defund the police, and what happened? Crime exploded. They're probably linked. Probably a good guess, no? So then when crime exploded, they had to develop a sub-reality. So they said, what do we do now? Liberals are sitting around a table with their media buddies who are liars. They're sitting around a table and they're like, what do we say now? We can't say we screwed up because we're liars, we're frauds, and we're fakes. What do we do? Let's make up another story. Let's blame the lockdowns on the crime rate. And everybody, of course, sits around the table because they're all liars and their media friends are like, that's a great idea. The verdict is in. That's a great idea. Well, Heather McDonald's all over that. Quote from the Heather McDonald piece. She says the media and Democratic politicians attributed the crime increase to the pandemic and the shutdowns. But there's a problem with that, folks. The violent surge of 2020 began only after the George Floyd riots, more than 2 months after the COVID devastated the economy. Also, no industrialized country saw anything comparable. Crime dropped in the UK and Canada, where lockdowns were more severe than here in the United States. You see what they did there? Do you see how if you are a liberal pushing this with your media friends at alternate reality, cops are the problem, attack the cops, crime explodes, make up another lie that crime exploded because of the lockdowns. They had lockdowns all over the world. Why did crime only explode in places here where liberals were in charge and started attacking the police? Oh, it was definitely the lockdowns. Yeah, but it only began 2 months after the lockdown started. Why is that? And after the Floyd incident, when the riots started. They are liars. These people are lying to you all the time, every day. You are waking up every morning in this liberal bubble of stupid. You are waking up with a set of alternate facts that are not real. Police were never the problem. When you attacked them, you created death and destruction and carnage and blood on your hands. And then when you did it, instead of correcting your mistake, you lied about it again and blamed the lockdowns, knowing full well the data and evidence did not back any of that up. You just made all that up.